Hi, today I wanted to show you guys a little bit of an unedited, raw, kind of full take as to my experience with Afternoon Soak FLAN. As you can see, I've built her with lifesteal, I've given her some damage, and she's a little bit slow, and I'm using her artifact. And the idea behind my specific build for Afternoon Soak FLAN is specifically basically to one-shot everything, use a bunch of characters who allow her to survive, like maybe Bride Senya, or maybe even Abigail, to kind of accentuate or kind of make her playstyle even better. Now, these are characters that have immortalities and also deal a little bit of damage, and also have downturns with S1s after a big initial skill 3 or big ultimate, whatever you want to call it. So with that, I'm gonna see just how good she is, and without further ado, let's get into, well, my experience with Afternoon Soak FLAN. So to be clear, I have tested her a little bit already. I've got a couple matches, if I'm not mistaken, where I won specifically with Afternoon Soak FLAN, and I had one that I lost with. Now, I will be absolutely clear, she is definitely a character that I feel like suffers a little bit if you don't have quite enough, you know, synergy with the units behind her. But I think in general, if you have a team that is specifically trying to carry or save her, I think she actually does quite well. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that as we get into the first match here, which is going to be against, well, arguably one of the most meta defenses in the game, and that's with Harsetti and Ilanov. Now, interesting thing to know about this team is that if this is a 3F Bellion, I am probably in a little bit of trouble, but for the most part, especially if the FLAN here is able to avoid getting stunned turn 1, okay, not bad. And I do genuinely think that this S1 probably, or this S3 rather, wouldn't do anything. So I'm gonna S1 here onto the Yufine. This kills RB. We get the push up. No RB gap, but that's okay. And this is kind of like what I've been experiencing when it comes to this character. Like, there's a bunch of damage dealt, but I mean, as you can see here, we get to activate and provide a bunch of security for the FLAN. FLAN's not dying. Ilanov's gonna S3, which is okay. But generally speaking, with what you're about to see in terms of damage, it doesn't really matter too much. Now, if you take a look here, you might be thinking to yourself, I don't know, Connor, does this look really good? And to be clear as well, when I used my S1, I didn't proc my artifact, which I think makes this a little bit more sketchy. But if I use my skill 3 here, her damage is actually pretty good. And it might look like I'm in a bit of a scary spot with, you know, how much damage I have here, but I'm able to heal a little bit. Not the most amount of damage, of course, because the penetration and the damage in general is mitigated by both the Ilanov and things like that. But we're able to kill the Abyssal Yufine. And this kind of looks like a bit of an easy clear or an easy, you know, rest of match specifically for FLAN. I literally can't get hit by anyone here. And I mean, so long as I get my S1 off, look, I'm pretty much never in danger. Like, yes, I do get a little bit low, but that's not really that big a deal. I mean, even if I run the S1 here, I haven't procced my attack increase either, by the way, this entire time. Nope, no damage to me. Heal up again. Her damage looks pretty, honestly, like pretty respectable. And more than anything else, like, I mean, look at that. Like, we're healing up. We're not dealing or taking too much damage. We activated Bride Senya's passive again. So she's definitely not going to take any damage. Let's see, 2,840 with this damage done. 1,200 is not the most insane healing, of course, but given that I can both stun and also heal and also deal, I don't know, roughly maybe 5 to like 12,000 damage depending on what I'm hitting, is actually kind of cool when it comes to FLAN. There are also teams that I've used this into where it's a little bit more dicey, like against Bloodblade Karen and things like this, but I'm going to test to see exactly if it ends up being worthwhile anyways. Again, this is the team that I like fighting specifically against Harsetti, and there are times where you could use Bloodblade Karen, of course, but in case you don't want to use Bloodblade Karen or you have a different kind of Bloodblade Karen, I did want to see if there was any value specifically in having a FLAN of this sort of variation, and the truth is that, yeah, there's kind of some value to this. She is basically a character that can't die and does have a decent amount of value both in terms of damage and also survivability. So this is in essence a Bloodblade Karen leaning or a similar kind of Bloodblade Karen-esque character. So that's really what I'm trying to test today, and I'm curious about specifically for Arena. I did get stunned here, unfortunately, and I'm probably going to die if I had to guess. If I don't... Okay, well, maybe we'll be okay. Maybe we'll be okay. We're doing an okay amount of damage here. Hopefully, I get countered or something. Oh, I have not. Okay. Now here's the major thing. So long as Senya lives, yes, and she does, and my Abigail's pretty tanky, this shouldn't be that big a deal. She does get an extra turn. Okay, and Senya unluckily got dual attacked. That's fine though. I think Arbiter Villagers should be able to clean this all up, but we still have Abigail alive, which is honestly the biggest thing here for me. The FLAN also basically takes no damage from Bloodblade Karen either, because again, 100% chance to evade. So this is also kind of really nice against people that don't want to have to deal with characters like Bloodblade Karen again. And I mean, take a look, right? She was really in no danger whatsoever, and I get it. You know, if you pair anyone behind Abigail and Bright Senya, it might be a little bit annoying, or you could say that a lot of these characters would be safe or impervious to damage anyways, but I think the actual value here is quite noticeable. Now, again, I know I'm not back up in Legend. It's like the middle of the week. It's not even really when you would want to push for Arena. Otherwise, you just get attacked anyways. But I really haven't found too much difficulty in the teams that I've been encountering. The worst team that I had to fight against currently was against Death Dealer Ray. And I'm going to be honest with you. Losing to the best character, or one of the best characters in the game, in the form of Death Dealer Ray, who honestly doesn't feel like he even has a counter at all, is quite awful. Or it feels quite awful, but ultimately there's nothing you could do about it, so it is what it is. However, with this same team composition that you're seeing right now, again, this is also what I think would give me a bit of trouble. The 3F Rebellion is dealing a little bit of damage, but so long as we have Senya and we have Abigail, the amount of damage that I take here shouldn't matter too much. I believe the Alencia should maybe activate me here. This is a lot of defense, by the way. I've seen this defense stacked up towards or being used a little bit more, because you get the like basically the greater defense buff, it feels like, which is pretty crazy. But like that FLAN's doing a little bit of damage. Okay, that's fine. Nothing you can do here. FLAN after this S3 should have pretty free reign to one-shot and beat everything on the team. There really isn't much on the team outside of the Bellion that can kill us here, and we of course ended up stunning her. I'm thinking about what we want to kill here. Again, I think the Bellion is probably one of the only things here that will give us trouble, so I'm gonna strip the Bellion defense buff and deal some damage to it. It should also spread off to the Harsetti. Yep, and again, miss.
Get rid of them.
Oh.
Would you go ahead and die?
Senya can't get stunned, so long as... Okay, nice. So long as we didn't get anything unusual landed, we should be okay. I'm gonna do another hit here onto the FLAN, or another hit here onto the Bellion. An AoE to heal up the team. Okay, huge. And then another basic attack, and this should kill. Hopefully Harsetti too. Yep, and the curse damage is pretty big. Yeah, so like as you can see here, again, they're already kind of punished for even trying to hit FLAN. Not that they are in this case, but even if they were to go for the FLAN here, I mean, like, take a look. She's taking virtually no damage whatsoever. The curse damage with Abigail also kind of plays very well to each other, because again, you know, of course, like the curse makes her take damage whenever you hit any other enemy. But Senya is tanky enough, and again, you have a character that doesn't really take any damage at all because she has 100% evasion, and it just looks insane. Like, look at this. FLAN, like, at worst was going to get, like, her Abigail passive activated, but, like, look, it's so much ridiculous damage, and I'm on lifesteal. And that's where, before we go any further, I do want to talk to you guys about the alternate build that I found to be pretty impactful for Senya, or not for Senya, but rather for Afternoon Soak FLAN as well, which is the full destruction build. That was the first build that I ended up running, and one of the builds that I ended up swapping from specifically when I took too much damage. But one of the build variations that I had seen was, well, me with you know, roughly 100 or 5,000 attack and 350 crit damage. Let me see if I can get the exact pieces back up again. I believe it was this. I believe it was this. Sorry, it was this one. Is this? I used this. I think it was this. Oh, no, it wasn't actually. Oh, wait, was it? I think it was this. Yeah, okay. This was the other build variation that I had tried with Afternoon Soak FLAN, and of course, this is an absolutely ridiculous amount of damage. I'm going to test it for the sake of showing you guys exactly what you could be missing if you decided to, or if you didn't want lifesteal on your FLAN. Of course, having the healing on FLAN would be nice in case if I was ever close to dying, but what if you just ended up one-shotting everything instead? Well, we're going to get down to the bottom of that as well. Now, again, I do end up using a little bit of tankiness when it comes to my FLAN build. It's not all fun and games, and you don't need any crit, and with Harsetti teams in general, you're already going to be fighting decently tanky teams, I would say, or I would say teams that are already pretty decently tanky. But the issue then is for you to basically not get one shot by something random. And with the way that I think normally, however, FLAN will be working, and because of the way that Abigail's you know, immortality works, it's not too big a deal, honestly, in my opinion, to just run her on destruction as well. But I could definitely see players that want to use her as a damage dealer, or have her more of as a self-sustaining damage dealer. That did 16,000 damage. Oh, and my Abigail's dead, which is not very good. But again, we still have Bride Senya. That's okay. The counter attack is actually quite bad. Nothing you can do about that, though. It is what it is. Bride Senya still has her stuff. We have Arbiter Vildred here to deal a decent amount of AoE damage. Again, this is one of the better teams that I found, and I found to be a little bit more consistent. I'm gonna hit the Broman here just so I get a little bit more damage. Hopefully with this AoE, Bride Senya doesn't, or I'm pretty sure it'll probably kill. Oh my god, I died on the initial impact? Wow.
So I'll become ash.
My hands are up. Can't believe I died to that. Well, okay. In truth, I didn't expect my Abigail to die so soon, and I mean, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? You can't really help it if the Bloodblade Karen is gonna one-shot you, but you know, for the full authenticity of the fight, at least you guys got to see what a not ideal match could look like. I'm going to also test or run this again, and maybe not hit the Bloodblade Karen super early. Or if I do, hopefully I don't get counterattacked. It's just a 30% chance, right, guys? Oh, actually, wait. Never mind. She already activated this. Very good. It's fine. It's fine. RB no Alexis basket proc. That's okay though. If I get countered here with the Bloodblade Karen, that's okay this time around. I just want to be able to kind of survive a little bit longer with the FLAN. Again, I wasn't even able to activate the Bride Senya passive there. This time around though, I'll have Abigail to do that, so we should be in a good spot. Oh, that's not very good. I didn't even realize. I completely thought that was going to be AoE. All right, well, let's use our big AoE here. Now, I do want to mention that something that you may struggle with or suffer from when you're using someone like FLAN is debating whether or not you want Torrent or if you want Pen. For me specifically, I think it would be kind of nice to have Pen just because it makes my S1s deal a little bit more damage. However, oh.
I don't care for amateurs.
Well, as you guys can see, deflated balloon, that's basically what I would imagine to be FLAN's biggest weakness, and of course that's the biggest strength of a character like Harsetti. She gets a cycle, she takes additional turns, and she stuns. And honestly, I'm gonna go one more because I think there's a way for this to work. I don't know if I maybe I had to kill the Harsetti with Senya. I didn't end up realizing when I used my Senya's S3 that I was going to use it into the Harsetti, or I was going to use it into the Bloodblade Karen. That was kind of like a wasted hit for me. I also don't think I actually needed to use the Abigail S3 onto the Bloodblade Karen, but as you can see, these are just like a couple optimizations or changes that you can make. And this time around, I'm just going to go for the kill, honestly, on the Harsetti, because suck my balls. You are cringe. Okay. Yes. All right. So as you can see, though, this is dealt a decent amount of damage. That was already something like 25,000 damage. With the S1 here, 13,000 onto the Bloodblade Karen. Not the most insane thing ever, but this guy is on Shepherd, so not sure entirely if maybe he's got a little bit of bulk or a little bit of something on the side. Abigail's dead. That's okay, but we do have Senya. Arby should also take the turn here. Okay. All right, now here's the actual issue here. If I'm not mistaken, the reason why I keep dying here is because the Bloodblade Karen does too much damage, and I'm fairly certain I am dead again because I don't think this barrier is quite thick enough for me to survive. Yeah, and ultimately Abigail dying was not enough. Okay, that kind of confirms my suspicion, which I think is that sometimes she takes a little bit too much damage, or sometimes having too many debuffers or fighting against too many debuffers kind of sucks. Now, Bloodblade Karen in that case would probably be better, just because Bloodblade Karen could, of course, survive and continue to use her S3, and you don't have to worry too much about the rest of the, the debuffs that's going to be done to you, specifically because most of the time whenever you're fighting, or not most of the time, but sometimes you fight against a Harsetti that isn't on crown, you fight against a Harsetti that's on injury or something, and you might have enough ER to survive it with ER BBK. But we could also, of course, still end up trying out another fight. I did also want to see a little bit more of how Abyssal Yufine looks into this character. Something that I was a little bit concerned, or struggling with, I should say, is how many AoEs that you end up dealing specifically with this team. But the good thing about Abyssal Yufine into, or the Afternoon Soak FLAN into Abyssal Yufine, is that, well, you kind of miss most of the time, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to do an AoE, or I'm going to do an S1 here, and hopefully we can one-shot the Broman. No, we don't. It's tanky. I think it's Aureus too. Let's see, 29,000 Ilanov. Ooh, actually, this might not even be on Aureus. That just might be a really tanky Benevolent Ramon. It was on counter, of course, so, and plus, when you're paired with someone like Harsetti, you're likely very tanky. There's no reason for you to be fast, unless if you're running a Harsetti fast. I am going to defense break the... I'm going to defense break the Yufine here, so she deals a little bit less damage to me. Unless if it's like ER Yufine, in which case, well, it is what it is. Well, this is cursed. Okay, very lucky that that wasn't Holy Sack. I kind of forgot and brain rotted how that would work. But I do have two evasion characters in the form of RB and the Afternoon Soak FLAN, so things looked okay, I would say. I don't think things were super bad. But again, to be clear, guys, again, I understand that you could probably see a similar result or pacing or a similar performance to this if you just ended up using someone like Bloodblade Karen, but sometimes you have different plans for your Bloodblade Karen. And ultimately, Afternoon Soak FLAN is a character that I think most players will be picking up, and you don't have to rely on RNG from the ML units to try and get it. Here's another team that we could end up trying this against. Now, of course, there are so many different variations of Harsetti teams that are available right now, but I am kind of curious to see if there'll be any... will there be too much? Hopefully, we could see just how much impact another defense breaker will have. Taiwan is another really common team that I end up fighting specifically with this, and it's kind of like Benevolent Ramon, but less debuff heavy, because of course you don't just have like 11 different debuffs. You normally either have the stun or you have the defense break, whereas if you have like Bubble Maker and stuff on your Taiwan, things could get, or on your Broman rather, things could get pretty hairy. I'm going to use my S1 here and see how much damage I'll deal. Okay, I could have held off from dealing damage here, but I kind of want to take a lot of damage here so that I can guarantee to activate Bride Senya here. Abigail is still alive, which is huge for us. Eliha's knife is kind of an interesting choice. This should, in theory, be the end of the match. And virtually, or basically in most cases, what you're looking for after this initial turn is the ability for your additional character that isn't the Bloodblade Karen to take enough turns to make, or I guess the character that isn't Arbiter Vildred. You basically want to guarantee that you take enough turns here and kill everything on the spot. Bloodblade Karen is alive here. I do have an AoE, but if I S3 the A Tywin here, I should be able to push up. And hopefully I should be able to cut with my Abigail, use an S3 and kill her. Very good, yep. I think she's actually just dead here. Oh, maybe not. But she doesn't end up dying anyways, and huge. Very good, very good. Wow, that did 50,000 damage. Goodness gracious. Yeah, okay. So, you know, of course, she does have pretty good usage, I'd say, or pretty practical usage in Arena. I'm going to try one RTA match to see exactly how well she does. And again, in case you guys are curious, like, still in champ, still playing, you know what I mean? Still playing a little bit. Fighting Emperor players, you know, just saying. I think things are going to look a little bit hairy right now, though. I don't know how well the team that I'm going to draft out here is going to do. Hopefully... Okay. Actually, that's great. Let's see. What if I don't have Bloodblade Karen, but if I have these two together? The team composition that I normally use is Abyssal Yufine and Bloodblade Karen, which is cool, but not the most insane. Team composition for the average player, I'd imagine. I am going to use Frida here, specifically because I think having the free soul burn would be pretty huge. Oh, I mean, I can't die here, so I'm kind of curious what this guy's doing. Gonna run the knock wall. I mean, he could run something like, you know, he could run something like Ludwig or maybe one of these other units, but Rand here feels kind of weird. I don't really lose anything here from him picking Rand. I mean, okay, Ludwig, but I don't know how I feel about that. I guess I could just pick Bellion, right?
Looks like some tuning is in order.
Yeah, I think this is okay. Wow, interesting. So we got a free Soulburn here. I kind of want to use my free Soulburn on FLAN. I don't know if this is gonna turn out well for this guy. I mean, I get to cleanse.
Shall I get serious now?
Is it FRAN or something?
I always give my all. If you won't step back, I'll slash your justice in two.
Right. Okay, so the thing about this is that if I S1 here, we just kill.
Worry not.
Okay.
The doctor is in. When this all runs its
I have Holy Sack on Yufine, so
what will the damage be like?
oh, huge resist, by the way. Huge resist, by the way. Very nice. Okay, realistically, well, actually, on a miss, does this kill? This probably kills on a miss. This probably kills on. Oh wait, what? Holy Sack. This is actually kind of goofy, right? Because we... Wait, what? Oh my god, I completely forgot that what that was gonna do. Oh, why did I even do that? Oh, wait. He's attack downed, I guess. So this doesn't feel too bad, right? I guess I kind of just wasted a soul burn. Interesting. Interesting.
I'll take down anyone who interferes with me.
Oh, that really sucked. Oh, that was not very good.
You'll make an excellent specimen.
He can't stun me though.
I'm
What the?
still on vacation. You're
Maybe it would have been better here for me to be the Destro variation. Hopefully. Oh god. There's no soul, so he has no pen. Does he kill my... Oh, Frida's alive. Oh, wait. This is actually huge.
Don't treat me like a child.
Okay, let's S3 here. We heal up.
The world's finest water park.
We also get souls. Ow. Ow, that's pretty bad.
Give my all.
Oh! Oh, that's why I'm on Holy Sack. Oh god, what the... Does he have his skills up? Does he have his passive up? No. Okay. Let's push ourselves up. Huge. Wait a second. All right, we're kind of cooking right now. Hold up. All right, we have no... Oh, God. All right, wait a sec.
Kindly scoot out of here. I told you, this is mine.
Feel the melody.
Oh! Oh, wait, it procs off of that? Oh, God, wait, that is really bad.
Would you like to be my next meal?
On vacation.
I don't actually know if this does more damage. Oh, God, did I just get countered? Please tell me I killed.
I've got you in the palm of my hand.
No! That was so cool. Okay, all right. Well, okay, that came down to the wire. And truth be told, I think if I had done the additional Bellion S1, I could have sworn that Bellion's S1 said that you can't proc like dual attacks, or I thought that's the way that Bellion's S1 activator, or the way that it worked. But ultimately, there was some misplays here and there from my side, to be honest. And I mean, if I was on Elbrus, probably would have looked a little bit better too. But truth be told, this was pretty cool. You know, it was only one match, and I get it. That's just for RTA. But just to give you a bit of a taste of what I think the afternoon soak FLAN is going to look like, I do think she's going to be a pretty good damage dealer. I suspect again that players are going to build her in the lifesteal variation, or they're going to build her a little bit tankier, something like this if you're going to be using her in RTA specifically. But otherwise, I think if you want to use her for arena, she looks and plays honestly very fantastically. I think she's a fantastic addition to the roster. She is pretty self-sustaining, does a lot of damage, and I can't complain, honestly. This is one of the better characters that Smilegate has released. It does kind of suck when you don't activate your passive here, but the additional crit damage and the attack increase, this is a pretty good artifact, to be honest. Even though it is catered specifically to characters that attack when not on their turn, it is what it is. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. This was a little bit more of a different video, of course, because I just wanted to give you more gameplay, and it wasn't just me yapping. I just wanted to show you gameplay, and hopefully, if you guys enjoyed it, you'll let me know in the comment section. Otherwise, if you want me to yap, by all means, feel free to do, feel free to let me do so, or let me know that I should do so. And yeah, thanks again for watching. I'll see you all on the next one. Check out the rest of my socials. Good night, good afternoon, goodbye, everyone.